All right. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. I'm really excited that you have decided to join our 3-day training. So tonight, I wanted to give you guys just the basic information on clean eating and what it really was that kind of helped change my life and transform what it is that I am now today. So a little bit about myself. So I am Amy DeSanzo. I am founder of Fearless and Fit. I am a wife, mama of 3 crazy boys. They keep me busy. Just, of course, before this call, they were playing in the mud, and then I had to give them a bath and, the whole shebang. So, if you have kids, I'm sure you know what I am talking about. They know the best times to do everything. Um, so yeah, that's what this group is about. It's about, life being just crazy, because it is. Reality is life is crazy. You're busy. I'm busy. But, we have to find time to put our health first. So I wanted to create this training so that it will give you easy, simple ways to, stay motivated, stay on track, and maybe continue to lose the weight that you have started to or want to. I am also a health and fitness coach, and I teach live workouts. So I'm a live group instructor. I'm certified in Insanity, P90X, Size, and PiYo. So I do that as well. And then, of course, all the different mom hats that I wear, that any mom wears. So about our second son is almost 4 years old. And when he was born, shortly after, we found out that he had a blood disorder. Now, I had always been a healthy person, per se. I thought I was eating healthy. I thought, I was active, never really struggled too much with my weight. But when we found out that he had this blood disorder, it was, scary. So I did as much research as possible to figure out, how can I help him in any way? How can I help improve his blood in any sort of way? On top of that, so he had, his cells were sphere shaped, so they were bursting, which led to anemia. But on top of it, he was also iron deficient. So, they wanted to put him on an iron supplement, and I did my research and I decided against it. I thought it was dangerous, and I wanted to see if I could up his iron naturally. When we found this out, he was about 4 months old. He was starting to eat, the baby food and things like that. I was still nursing him. So I was doing as much as I could in my power as a mom, a nursing mom, to eat all of the right things to up the iron in myself to hopefully pass on to him. But more importantly, I did my research on how I could truly benefit him through every single piece of food that entered his body. And that was really what started me on this journey. That's what got me into clean eating and really understanding what it was, because I thought I was healthy beforehand. I thought I was doing all the right things, buying the light potato chips or the light crackers or the, low sodium or the low fat. That's what I thought I was doing right. And in fact, I really didn't know much at all. And I found out that all of those things actually are worse for you. So I was able to give him the right foods, the right nutrients, and his blood has improved tremendously. He is no longer iron deficient. He also, his cells have improved tremendously. He no longer has any anemia whatsoever. He still shows a little bit of breakdown, but through his lifestyle and what he eats, he has been able to kind of course correct all of that. And obviously with a lot of blessings from God as well. So once he kind of got on the right track and I started doing my research and, I was, as I had mentioned, eating a lot healthier because I was nursing him. And during that time period, though, I was starting to get really, really frustrated because here I was eating healthy. I still had a horrible immune system. I was sick all the time because my oldest was in school bringing home all those germs. I had no time between the two boys and working to go to the gym. I have no energy. I was depressed. I felt like garbage. And I was so frustrated because I thought I was doing everything right. I was eating the right foods. And then through my research, I found out that no matter how well you might eat in today's society, you are only getting part of the nutrients that you need. And that's because of the way our food has been tampered with these days. So, for example, an apple today is 30% less nutritious than it was only 50 years ago. So our bodies, what we need has not changed, right? We're the same. Our bodies haven't changed. As people, we haven't changed, but the quality of our food has gone down tremendously. And so I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I finally found the secret sauce to my health and fitness life. And I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share more tips with you on what it is, that I have done and how it has impacted my life. So statistically, fall season is the fattest season of the year. And it's kind of, there's no wonder to it because it's starting to get to be colder out. It becomes, that time of year when all the pumpkin spices and things come out, and there's pies and there's cookies and there's coffees that have sugar in them that you just want it because it's pumpkin. And we become lazier, we don't get outside as much. We kind of just want to snuggle in. And so fall really can become a time where weight gain is through the roof. And as a whole season, fall, you gain more weight than over Christmas. So we want to combat that. And, I know fall, that's when you go back to school. That's when, all those activities, everything picks right back up. And so I'm going to give you tips and tricks throughout this course, not just tonight, but throughout the next couple days on, easy, quick ways to stay on track. 70% of students gain weight during their college years. 1 in 4 college kids gain 10 pounds in their first semester. Okay, that is like mind blowing, right? So, and honestly, I was one of those people. And once again, I thought I was a healthy person. I was a college athlete, but guess what? I still gained that weight. So we need to dive in. We need to figure out what it is that is causing these things and kind of just cut the excuses. Get to the point, figure it out, and cut the excuses so we can avoid all of these things. So tonight, I want to talk to you more about the basics of clean eating and also just a healthy lifestyle in general. So if you don't yet, I would love for you guys to grab a piece of paper and a pen and write this stuff down. I will post this video, so you will have access to it later. But these are simple ways to help you through your everyday life. So I'm going to go through portion control. Don't skip meals. Snack smarter. Drink lots of water. Know what is in your food. Limit your alcohol intake. Get enough sleep. Plan ahead. Get active. And invest in your health. Those are the top 10 things that you can do this season to help you. So number one, we're going to talk about, this is portion control. Now, portion control does not have to be complicated, okay? Y'all have hands, so I want you to be able to look at your hand and decipher what food is what size it should be. Our portions in the US are so out of whack. It's really unfortunate. And so if you can just get a hold of what your portion control needs to look like, you can lose a ton of weight. So a fist is 1 cup, and that is going to be, there's lists here, okay? So I'm not going to go through all of it, but so there's a fist is 1 cup. Your open palm, your cupped palm, is 1/2 cup, and that's typically going to be your carbohydrates. Should fit in the palm of, like in a cupped hand. 2 cupped hands is 1 ounce. Your palm is 3 to 4 ounces. That's usually going to be your protein. So your meats, your fish, that's one palm. Your thumb is going to be your dressings, your condiments. So that's 1 to 2 tablespoons, okay? And then also the fats. So like butter, margarine, things like that, oils. Thankfully for us, Beachbody has also created an amazing container system for us, which kind of takes out all of the guesswork. This has been the most successful program that people have had because of the nutritional part. It breaks it down. It's very simple. Instead of having to use your hands, you actually are able to physically put the food in the containers. If that food fits into that container, then you can eat it. And you're allotted a certain amount of calories per day, depending upon where you are in your fitness journey, and you will have a certain amount of different colored containers. Each color stands for a different type of food. So like red is protein, or the green is the vegetable. So very simple, straightforward, great and easy way. You can actually just buy the containers from a coach, but they have been so helpful in allowing people to see success. I cannot speak highly enough about it. Number two is don't skip meals. Okay, this is like the biggest problem for busy people. And a lot of times, ironically, the heavier people only eat like 1 or 2 meals a day. And so people get really confused because they're like, well, I don't eat that much. I don't understand why I can't lose the weight. And you have to eat more. And this diagram, I love this diagram because you want to keep your metabolism burning like a fire throughout the entire day at the same pace. So if you are adding, if you want to keep that fire burning at the same pace every single day, you want to keep adding logs, right? You want to slowly keep adding logs to that fire so it doesn't burn out. So your body works the same exact way. Within an hour of waking up, you need to eat something. That's going to kickstart your metabolism, get it jump started to get your day going. Once you have that meal, every 2 to 3 hours, you need to be eating something. Now, yes, because you're eating more frequently, you don't want these big, huge meals, right? So you still need to be aware of your portions. You need to be aware of how much you are eating at each meal. But if you can space it out throughout the day, eating every 2 to 3 hours, you will see much better results and start to lose the weight. So it might sound a little crazy, me telling you to eat more and eat more often, but I promise you, as long as your portions are in check, it will get that metabolism roaring and you will start to see results. So that brings me into snacking smarter, right? Because, okay, we have like lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What do you have in between there? So healthy snack options. You know, there are so many. If there's something that like you really, really enjoy, I can guarantee you there is a healthier version to it. For example, even just like cookies, there's such an easy way to make just oatmeal and banana cookies or pancakes. You can make banana and egg pancakes, and it is literally a couple of whole food ingredients that taste almost exactly the same, and it gives you that fix. So look for healthy alternatives to maybe that junk food that you tend to move towards. And a lot of times too, sometimes it's just like that crunch. So for example, if you like chips, a lot of times it's just the crunch that you are craving. It's not really even the taste. So you can do like roasted chickpeas or kale chips, nuts, you know, think of other things that will fill that void without feeling deprived. And also you want to pair, every single time you eat, you want to pair a protein and a complex carb together. Okay? Complex carbs are your body's main source of energy, and they're rich in fiber, and they actually regulate your blood sugar. So you don't want to cut them out. But in order for everything to be absorbed properly and to work more efficiently, you need that protein alongside with it. So when you mix them together in that same meal, you are going to be able to provide your body with the right nutrients and actually get your metabolism going using them together. So over here we have, you know, oatmeal and banana. We have whole grain toast with peanut butter and banana. You could do celery or vegetables and hummus. You could do apples and peanut butter. You know, there are so many different options for healthy snacks. And, you know, we will share a little bit more of those later, but, you know, just make Google your friend, guys. It's really simple. There are so many great resources out there. So we want to snack smarter. All right. Then you want to be drinking water. Okay. With this, I want to say, guys, drinks can be like your biggest enemy. So I highly suggest literally only drink water. Yes, you can have coffee. If you're having coffee, don't load it with the cream and sugar. Learn to cut back and use other options like cinnamon to sweeten it. Use almond milk. There are better options, healthier options that won't rack up your calories in just what you're drinking. You know, cut out the sugary drinks, cut out soda, cut out Gatorades. You know, this is like a huge misconception, especially among athletes and college kids. You know, those energy drinks, the you know, Gatorades, they're garbage. They are 100% garbage. And once again, it's only using up your calories that are empty calories because it's loaded with sugar. And it will actually send your body into more of a, you know, a dive mode rather than keeping you fulfilled throughout the day. So drink water, stick to water, and keep a water bottle with you wherever you go. It's important that you take half of your body weight, and that is going to be the amount of ounces of water that you drink in a single day. So if you have a lot of weight to lose, then I can understand if that's like way too much, then I would say stick to a gallon of water a day. Okay. This chart is a great chart to show you why water is so important to every single piece of your body, from your skin to your muscles to your brain function, to helping you to absorb the nutrients, to allowing you to actually breathe because of the moisture, you know, and to a lot of times when you think you're hungry, you're actually just dehydrated, you're thirsty. And so I always suggest drink a big glass of water before you eat, because although you might feel like you're really hungry, your mind doesn't know how to distinguish hunger from thirst. So like if you think you're thirsty, you probably think you're thirsty because like your mouth is dry, or you think you're thirsty because your lips are dry. It's not because you actually have that sense of thirst like you do hunger, right? Hunger, you feel it in your stomach. So it's the same exact thing. If you're dehydrated, you can feel hungry as well. So don't mistake your hunger for just needing water. Drink, drink, drink. Keep that water bottle with you all day long. All right. So what the heck is in your food? This was a big one for me. Okay, so here I just wanted to throw up a real quick chart. We're gonna go more into like restaurant eating later, but I wanna show you that, you know, a lot of these places that maybe you thought you could get healthy food at, like Outback, Chili's, not to say there's not healthy options there, but they are full of antibiotics. They're full of junk. Okay, so it's important to know what is in your food, even when you're going out. Don't be afraid to research it, and don't be afraid to ask questions how your food is made, because this is your body. You need to know. So look at the food labels, okay? There's 10 food additives that you 100% want to avoid, okay? That's monosodium glutamate, high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, common food dyes, trans fats, BHA and BHT, sodium nitrates, potassium chromate, sodium sulfate, sulfur dioxide. And I want to add to that, you want to stay away from soy. You want to stay away from corn syrups or corn. And you want to stay away from, what was the third one? Soy, corn. I don't know. I can't remember. So, but those are all extremely genetically modified and full of junk. So if you flip over your labels, this was something I had to learn to do. And sadly, you will realize a lot of the food that you eat is not healthy. Like if you look at the front of a package and it says whole grains, you immediately think, oh, this is the better option, right? Better option than the white bread. Well, then you flip it over and you see high fructose corn syrup as one of the first 3 ingredients. The higher up it is on the list, the more of it is there is in it. So look at your packages, okay? If you're gonna buy any type of processed foods, you have to know what to avoid, because I will tell you, not every whole wheat grain bread is the same, okay? They are all created differently. So make sure you know what you are buying. And I wanted to add this one in here. So children food additives to stay away from. A lot of them are the same. However, it goes into what the different food dyes are. This is something that is very, very important to me, and I would assume most moms, because a lot of these food dyes are related to other illnesses. And you don't want your kids sick, obviously. So here in the US, unfortunately, they allow a lot more of this in our food. In other countries, they are banned. So like Kraft macaroni and cheese and all these things that maybe they might be, these quick foods for your children. They're cheap. Here in the United States, they throw this garbage in there. So once again, be aware of it, because as a mom, you always want to do what's best for your kids. And so many people just don't even know, because we assume that if it's allowed, then it should be okay. but it's not. So you want to be aware of all of these different things and what they could cause and the potential, I guess, hazards, so you know what to stay away from. All right. Now we're into limiting our alcohol. I know this one's going to be so popular among the college kids. But it is something that really, truly adds up, okay? You know, after a long day, let's say you go out and you have a couple drinks, you know, you don't realize that it's literally like you eating like 3 cheeseburgers or 4 pieces of cake or, you know, 2 donuts. So if you can understand how alcohol translates in your body, then maybe you won't drink as much. I will say too, there are healthier options as far as drinks, which I'm going to share with you guys later. And it's not a bad thing to, you know, have a glass of wine or whatever. But if you truly care about your health, then you need to take that into consideration. Once again, it is empty calories, okay? These are things that are just going to add to your calorie bracket. So if you're going to drink, if you know you're going to have a night out, then maybe plan for it. Maybe you do an extra workout. Maybe you skip the bread at lunch because you know that you want to have a daiquiri after work. So plan for it. Limit that alcohol. It's not that great for you anyways. Okay. Now we're going to talk about sleep. Yes, sleep. It is a huge importance to your health and actually your weight loss. So as adults, we need around 6 to 9 hours of sleep a night, actually. And I know, especially moms, that it seems like totally impossible. And I understand. You can only do what you can do, right? But what's important is that you try. You try that instead of staying up late to watch, you know, a Grey's Anatomy episode or whatever it is, you know, you DVR it and you watch it later and get your sleep. This plays such a huge role in your life in general. As you can see, it helps to control your hormones that are related to hunger. It increases your snacking. It can cause immune function problems. It also will change the way your body absorbs carbs and processes them. It can make you irritable. It can make you impatient and moody, obviously. But it also raises levels in your body that will actually cause you to overeat and be more hungry. So staying up late isn't just associated with like, I'm up late so I feel like eating. It actually will affect you the next day. So be aware of your sleep patterns. Try and catch a little extra, hours here and there if possible. Change your schedule around, shut the TV off, do what you need to do because sleep is very important for your health. And here we have plan ahead. Because truly, truly, guys, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. This is the number one thing that people just don't do. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes an effort. However, if you can typically I use my Sundays as like a meal planning day, a meal prep day. If you can use just a couple hours out of your week to do this, it will set you up for success. So, write out a meal plan. Then from that meal plan, you create your grocery list, you go shopping, you bring it back, you cut up your veggies that you need for the week, you cook food that you need for the week, and then you package it. So if you're at school, if you are working, you have everything set and ready to go. So your week is literally a breeze. You can just grab and go. This is the one thing that will make sure that you don't, get extra hungry, that you're not, lacking in any area, because that's when you fail. That when you fail is when you are like super hungry, you haven't made anything, and you're like, oh, screw this, I'm just running to Dunkin' Donuts, or I'm just running to the store, or I'm just stopping at the gas station and grabbing a cookie. It's in those times that, you feel that you have failed because of the lack of preparation. If you were prepared that week and you knew that you had to be here at this time and whatever, you can just grab your food and go. Another tip is I keep trail mix literally with me, like wherever I go. I keep nuts in my car. I keep my Shakeology in my car. I keep a packet with me in my purse. I need to know that wherever I am, if I get, stuck somewhere later, I'm going to have food. Food is your fuel and you need it. So you can either be prepared and have healthy options, or you can succumb to your hunger and go stop at McDonald's. So also, planning to schedule your workouts. This is another huge one. People say, I don't have time. I can't do this. I can't do that. No, you do. You do have time. You just need 25 minutes. That is it. 25 minutes of your day. You can get an awesome workout in. You can see results. But you need to schedule it. If you're not in the routine of doing your workouts now, you have to treat it like it's a meeting with your boss. So schedule your workouts. Are you going to do your workouts first thing in the morning? Get up 25 minutes extra early. Or maybe after work. You go straight home, put your clothes on, you do your workout. No excuses. Your boss is calling you to work out. You have a date with him and you cannot reschedule. You have to go to that meeting. So plan for it. Plan ahead. And also, I want you to plan for parties, trips, and holidays. This is going to allow you to kind of have that leeway to indulge and enjoy without feeling like you have to completely cut everything out. Because I truly believe that life is about balance. I'm never going to say to somebody, you can never eat a brownie again. You can never have a piece of cake again. Because reality is, you need to splurge every once in a while. You can't completely cut these things out. I don't believe that's healthy. But it needs to be limited and it needs to be planned. So if you know you have a party that you're going to, you eat super healthy the entire week. You make sure you get your workouts in. Maybe you even do an extra workout. And then you go, you have fun, you enjoy, you eat what you want, you go home, and you get back on that wagon. Okay? So you plan for it. Planning equals success. And of course, get active. Now, as I had mentioned, during this fall season, it can be very difficult to get outside, to be as active as you once were. So if you can find an accountability buddy, an accountability group, these are things that will help you to be successful. And learn to schedule and find a place that you can work out indoors. We luckily have some incredible programs that we do from home that are literally 25, 30 minutes a day that has been truly my lifesaver. Because as I mentioned earlier, I couldn't get to the gym. There is no gym in my area that offers childcare, and their hours are not that great. And I was so busy. I didn't want to get up, get dressed, go to the gym, come home, get the kids ready for school or whatever. I wanted to just get it done. When you're a busy person, you just want to do it, right? So my solution was getting an in-home workout program. 25 minutes a day. I could get it in before the kids were up, or now I do it at nap time. I know that I will have at least 25 minutes to get it in, no distractions, and sometimes they're awake and I do it with them or they do it with me. So it literally eliminates all of the excuses by just having an in-home workout and you can get it done. All right, and number 10 is invest in your health. I put these two things up there because it is so true. You don't dig your grave with your own knife and fork. our health has taken such a turn for the worse because of the food that we put in our body. And so truly, so many diseases, the number one cause of death is actually due to our own self-infliction because of our lifestyles. So please, please, please take your life in control, guys. This is the only body that you have. You have one body, one life. Do not destroy it with what you're putting in it. Instead, fill your body with whole foods, with life, with things that are going to keep you motivated and uplifting and energized. You have one body, one life. So invest in it. Spend time working on it. Spend time learning about it. Spend the extra money on your health so that you're not having to spend it on medical bills down the road. Now, I mentioned earlier, there was one thing, one secret sauce that, kind of was the game changer for me. And that was truly Shakeology. I was doing all the right things. I was eating healthy. I was working out, not probably as much as I should have been, but pretty frequently. And my health still was terrible. I wasn't seeing results after I had our second child. I had low energy. I had a horrible immune system. As I'd mentioned, I was literally getting sick all of the time. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so I found this amazing product that I'm not going to lie, I was a little skeptical about it at first. I didn't think that it could truly change or help me. And because I had done so much research on health and food for my son, I had a good base knowledge on all the different things that I needed. And so when I did my research on Shakeology, I found that it was all natural. I found that there were over 70 superfoods, which I knew I could never, ever eat all those in a day. And I found that they find these foods outside of the United States. So they have been to the best places where they have the purest soil, purest, they don't use pesticides and all this garbage that we ingest. This was like the only pure option that I had. So I gave it a shot. And I will tell you, I will never, ever, ever turn back. That has been my secret sauce. It gave me results. It gave me the energy I needed. It has helped me with my immune system. I no longer struggle being healthy, and I can be healthy for my family and have the energy to keep up with my 3 crazy kids. So I want you guys to know that the investment is so absolutely worth it. And because you guys have all joined us for this 3-day training, us as coaches wanted to offer you a special so that if you wanted to join our next accountability group, you can speak to your coach who invited you, and they will offer you a special price for joining. We truly, truly believe in this. We have, like I had mentioned, we have programs that will get you the results that you want, simple nutrition, simple workouts, and you have the support of a team. Truly, when you have the accountability, you cannot go wrong. That is such a crucial piece that is missing out of so many people's lives. You need somebody that's going to be there for you to cheer you on and tell you that you can do this every single day. And that is what we are here for. So if you would like to join a accountability group that we have starting up October 1st, we will have one, and we would love for you to experience this amazing opportunity and so that you can stay on track this fall season. So with that said, we wanted to give you a little peek at what our workout kind of looks like. So we have our 25-minute program that we're going to do a sneak peek on. I'm not going to record this portion, but you can access it if you are signed up for a free membership underneath your coach. So you can contact them and ask them how to do that. And once again, I just want to thank you so much for joining us. This is such a crazy but beautiful time of year, and I really, really hope that you can see the best results through learning all this stuff we have to share about